seen him and seen how he interacts with myself and other coaches on deck. One of the things that's cool about being a swim coach for people other than me, because if you know me, you know I'm in it because of the money and because I don't like kids. But a lot of people go into swim coaching because they like kids and they don't care that much about money. Scott certainly, I believe, is in that category. One of the things I enjoy about coaching is when I get to see people that I like on deck, and I like them on deck because they're witty or because they seem like they're great coaches, or they actually think I'm amusing in some way and laugh at my stupid jokes. And Coach Scott is all of the above. He coaches State Line, one of our rivals in the Star of the South Cup competition. He's a great coach. What's phenomenal about him is I believe he's just like a month or two younger than me. Actually, he's way younger than me. But he can still dive in the water and go, knock it off, dogs. Sorry, everybody. He can still dive in and swim a 50 in the 100 freestyle or a double O in the 100 breaststroke. So I'm going to put dogs in a
I can mute you, Jim.
A midi.
Oops.
I will mute again.
Conklin just showed. Swimmers, how much would you love to have a mute Coach Jim button at swim prep, like in your goggles? Like, okay, go away, Jim. just shut
I'm using, and Sarah does it all the time too when we're doing Zooms. I feel right at home now.
All right. Hey, anyway, Jim, that was a great introduction. And the other great thing about being here and able to do this, I got into coaching because I wanted to give my own kids, and by extension, the kids that I coached, the same opportunities that swimming gave me. Swimming allowed me to go to Columbia University in New York City. There's no way possible that I would be able to go to.
No, is it real? No, is that a real guy?
I just kind of muted everybody. All right. There would have been no way possible for me to go to Columbia University unless I had been through swimming. And so when I got into coaching, I did so because I wanted to help kids in my area have an opportunity to have what I had. An opportunity came up for part-time work at SwimCloud. And like Jim said, being a coach at State Line Swimming is only a part-time job. So SwimCloud is swimming data. We have data on everything: results, recruiting, team performance, everything. And I've been doing this for about 2 years, and it's absolutely awesome. So appreciate the time that you guys are giving me tonight. Tonight, I want to show you our college recruiting tools. This is not a sales thing at all. SwimCloud was built and developed by basically a college swim coach and a college swimmer. It started out as collegeswimming.com. We are here to help promote and support the teams, the organizations, the coaches, and the swimmers in the sport of swimming. And one of the best ways that we can do that is help you kids to find the college of your dreams. And again, not a sales thing, because I'm going to show you two avenues for SwimCloud. One is completely free, and the other is a mere $29 one-time charge, okay? So I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully everybody can see this. I think you can. I'm going to move everybody over here. And all right, when you first log into SwimCloud, this is what you'll get. On their homepage are some of the latest meets. There's been a lot of high school meets in Illinois. If you want to change what you see, this little button up here, you can select your region. Since we're all in Wisconsin, you can select United States Club, go down to Wisconsin Swimming, which is our LSC, and make that your default homepage. And when you do that, up will pop up all of the latest Wisconsin LSC meets. And some of these I think you guys participated in. Let's go into that. Here's a meet I know that OCSC was in. Click on the meet. It brings you to the meet. When we hit more, there's OCSC. When you click on the graph button, everything in SwimCloud is clickable. Names, times, and it brings you into something more. Okay, so here's the detailed report for how OCSC did. Here's for all the women. And again, you can dive into each swimmer's individual results, 50-yard breast. That's the women. Here's the men. It's a good way to just sort of stalk your competition. Finley had some good swims at this meet. We'll tell you, because we try to keep, we only get data from coaches that submit their results to us. So we're trying desperately to get all the high school, club, summer league, any swim meet result, we want to get it worldwide. And I can get into that as well. But based on that, we keep track of everything here. Personal best, personal best, personal best, personal best. In 200 IM, he was slacking. He was off 1% from his best time. So all in all, not a bad weekend. So that's kind of what swim meets look like. And you can search by name or just invent over here. All right. I'm going to impersonate, because I have administrative rules, I'm going to impersonate a swimmer on my team, Ursula Koch. Ursula is a freshman, and she has just started her sophomore season. And she just has a free account on SwimCloud. I thought I was going to do that. There we go. So Ursula is a sophomore. She has a free account. When you log into SwimCloud, the first thing you're going to see is your feed. Think Facebook feed, think Instagram feed, think social media feed. Anytime that something happens to your profile in SwimCloud, we'll put it in your feed. So last night, Ursula swam in a meet against this Harlem. This was her time in the 200 free. She won a personal best. That's her time in 100 IM. She also won a personal best. We have the ability to upload video, okay? Video and sharing video is incredibly important right now during COVID for the recruiting process. Each and every one of you, for your free account, can claim and upgrade to a video for free. You're able to upload 3 videos that college coaches can view, and I will show you that in a bit. I just want to show you your feed. I commented on one of Ursula's videos here, so it's also good for dialogue that's MAP compliant. Those of you USA Swimming, we know about MAP. Coach Jim cannot just email or text you alone. We have to copy adults. This is an open communication forum. So on this video here, we went up to Lake Ripley and did a training swim with Sun Prairie and some of the Sun Prairie and Greg up at Wanakee. And this is Ursula. And I went through and just said she should have been drafting and whatnot. But it's just a great way to go back and forth on some of that. So that's kind of, I want to get down here a little bit more on her feed. Over here on the left, we can just click feed. You're able, as a swimmer, you're able to favorite other swimmers. So Molly Ryan is Ursula's best friend. So she's followed Molly on SwimCloud. So anytime anything happens in SwimCloud for Molly, we notify Ursula about it. Molly Ryan and Ursula Koch swim up here. Kind of fun stuff. Now, here's your profile. On your feed page, we assume you want to get recruited. We help you by telling you where you're weak. Right now, Ursula is just a beginner. In her sophomore year, it's okay. But you have the ability, once you claim your profile, to add your address and telephone number by simply clicking the link. And it will take you to your profile, where, in fact, you have the ability to put in all the stuff: height, weight, shoe size. And yes, swimmers, some of the college coaches at the D1 level want to know your height, your weight, and your shoe size. It's unbelievable, but they do. Your contact information, street address. How often do you want to be contacted by college coaches? Daily, weekly, biweekly, monthly, email, phone, text. Social. I'm just going to make a blanket statement here. I'm friends with Jim. I've known the OCSC team for a long time. Swimmers. College coaches are recruiting to build a team. They're trying to build a family. Make sure, if you are doing social media, that you're doing so responsibly. College coaches do not want to see a bunch of jerks out there, and they will check your social media handles. Okay. So as you're starting this process, make sure before you hit post, we're thinking and using our head a little bit. Is this something that I really want out there? Right, Jim? Right, parents? Yeah, show of hands. Absolutely. We do not want to get that. Family income, you can put it in there. You don't have to put it in there. We will plug in we will default this automatically based off of the some of the census data. But you should put in your mom's name, your dad's name, email, and phone number, because the college coaches will want to talk to you. And then you just hit save. Another way for you to get to that information is by clicking the profile button. Here's your profile button on the left. That takes you to your profile where you can edit it. And let's go through all the edit screens here. This applies to the free account and also the paid account. Your teams come automatically based on swim meet results. So these are the 3 teams that Auburn or that Ursula swum for. Academics, this is really important. As you matriculate through high school, you're going to put in your high school class, when you expect to be going into college, what your intended major would be. When you get your ACT score, you're going to want to put that in here. SAT score, math, essay, your GPA. If you made honor roll, put it in there. If you made National Honor Society, put it in there. We also give you the ability to upload your report card. Just simple, choose the file, find the PDF on your computer somewhere, and upload the profile, okay? Now, coaches cannot see that. What they can see is that you've uploaded a transcript up there. They will ask permission to be able to view your transcripts or your grades, okay? That's on a one-to-one basis. So if the University of Wisconsin wants to look at your grades and you say yes, only University of Wisconsin gets to see your grades, not all of the colleges everywhere, okay? Now, a couple things about recruiting. You're going to be inundated with all sorts of other services that are going to want to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars. If you want to do that, great, be my guest. You don't need to. College coaches care about a couple of things. One, do you have the grades and test scores to get into my school? 2, are you what I need? You know, you might be a breaststroker, but I already have a breaststroker. Or I need a butterflyer. Do you fill a need on my team? And last but not least, are you going to fit into our team? Are you going to fit into our family? Okay. Take it from me. The kids that you swim with in college are more than likely going to be the people that are going to be at your wedding. It's as simple as that, right? We have good relationships with our club team. They will more than likely be at your wedding as well. But the relationships that you build in college are just phenomenal. Next, you can upload photos. These photos become your profile photo, which is kind of nice. The account. Some parents, when kids are young, use their email address. This email address is Ursula's mom's. I know that. She could change her email address here. So parents, once your kid gets to high school, I strongly suggest that they use their email address in their SwimCloud profile. So that way when coaches reach out to them, the coaches want to talk to the swimmers, not you. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but they will talk to you at a certain point of time, but not until they're ready, okay? So mom and dad, you can be supportive, you can be encouraging, you can be all sorts of things, but the college coaches do not want to hear from you, period, okay? Just word to the wise. Then email notifications. So this is the upgrade feature. This is where the $29 thing comes in. The same way that I will show you in a bit how to favorite a school, a coach can favorite you. A coach can like you. And when they do, we'll notify you, okay? And then last but not least, when you make a commitment to a college, you'll do so here. Say, I chose to go to, Wisconsin, whatever, and why did you choose it? You see these things all the time in Swim. They'll grab these right from our website, put them on there. And what this does is when you commit to, say, University of Wisconsin, it removes you from other searches in the rest of the database, okay? So that's kind of cool. That's your profile, okay? Any questions? Sort of raise your hand. I'll unmute everybody. If you've got any questions, just throw them out.
Coach Scott, can they see, presuming Ursula as a sophomore has an index power ranking?
Well, I'll get into that next.
Okay, great. I'll shut up then.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's all right. No, definitely. I'll get into that next. I just want to kind of show everybody how, how you get your profile and what's out there, okay? Next, when we go to profile, what Coach Jim was talking about, this power index, okay? Again, SwimCloud, think swim nerds. Huge data. We are data. We measure absolutely everything. So when you click on this power index, we take your 4 best swims based off of a point system, and we assign points to it, okay? So you can see here, Ursula's, and 1 is the best, 100 it's a 1 to 100 scale where lower is better. So Ursula's best swim as far as SwimCloud is concerned is her 1650 free, followed by her 200 IM, 500 free, 100 fly. Learn more. Here's how we do this. We take the D1 NCAA qualifying time and set that as 1. So coming out of high school, if you have the NCAA D1 qualifying time in an event, we're going to give you a 1 for that. Then we break it down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, so on points, right? So how is my score calculated? 100% for event 1, event 2, and then we go on and do it. It's a huge algorithm, okay? But it really helps to identify to college coaches who are the strong swimmers. And college coaches want you to be good in the 50 and 100 freestyle because that's where 33 to 43% of the collegiate points come in, is based on those events from relays, anchor legs into a medley, anchor leg, regular leg into 200 free, all that. So that is your power index, okay? Now, what do we do with that? Well, we use that power index to rank you. Ursula lives in Illinois, so she has an Illinois rank. If you click on that, here we go. She's 31st in her class of 2023, women, US, Illinois. What was she? There she is, 31, 40.26. So you can see here how all these swimmers in Illinois rank up. Leah Hayes, 2.37. Let's check out Wisconsin. Class of 2023, Lucy Thomas, Campbell Stoll, and then down the line, okay? Kind of makes sense? Let's go down the profile even a little bit further. Here are your highlights. Based on championship meets, we'll put highlights out there, how you finished. Then we will rank everybody. It's crazy how much our rankings work, but by season. So for the season of 2021 right now, because there aren't many swims, she's ranked 16th in the country, which is pretty cool. She's only had 2 swim meets and she's ranked 16th because nobody else in the country has had any swim meets. 16th in Illinois, IHSA, on and on down the line. Down here, this is what I find helpful as a coach when I go to these swim meets, is I have everybody's best time right on my phone. So here are her latest times. Here's her fastest times by event. And here's a progression of times by event for the 50 freestyle. You can see by date how she has progressed. And college coaches also see this. They like to see this information, kids. Trust me. Short course meters. You can change it by event. 1650 free. And if you look here, we also put it on a graph. By event, here's their 500 free. So she just killed it at state last year. Turner IM. I know there are many colleges, many D1 schools that during their bi-weekly recruiting meetings will review all of their recruits' profiles, and they'll be reaching out if they see something going the wrong way or the other way. But this is what they like to see, this sort of data. Then down here, here's other videos where she's shown it, and I'll show you how that comes in. All right. So that's pretty much your profile and all the data. And we get all of this information from swim meet results and from your information. That's it. It's incredible. No questions on that? Okay, cool.
Can you tell the kids like at what age they get that index score and what they're supposed to do prior to that age?
Okay, so we won't give you an index score until after your freshman year, and typically in the spring, because California's high school season doesn't end until April, May. So it's hard for us to rank swimmers for the freshman year if there's still something going on. Like Wisconsin's season may be done, Arizona doesn't start until the winter. California doesn't start until the spring. So after your freshman year is what we'll be doing there, is when we'll get you that rank. When you are, 8th grade or a freshman, you should just be concentrating on getting great grades, being good on social media, and you can start doing some college searches. And I'll show you kind of how that works next, okay? Again, we're Ursula. We're a sophomore. She's a pretty good little swimmer, and she's really, really smart. So over here on the left, we just hit college search. And I apologize. I don't know why my computer is running so slowly, but here we go. You can search for a school by its name or a location. And let me just take a time out right now and talk about this whole college search thing. And I want to address the parents and also the coaches. This is an individual equation, okay? What works for the Conklin family isn't necessarily going to be the same for the DeWald family, okay? Everybody needs to determine their own equation and solve for the different variables. Cost. How far away is the school? Academically, how challenging is it? Those sorts of things, right? You all need to figure those things out. And that's what our tool helps you to find out, is what's important to me, where can I give, what can I do? But again, one thing I will say, go to school for school first, and then, swimming, if you like the school, the team will come, okay? But you are going to school to learn. And you don't want to be, a couple washed up swim coaches like Jim and me, right? Okay. So now we can search by location. So let's say Ursula wants to see stuff within 1,000 miles of Rockford. Type of school, we're sophomore. I don't know. Let's leave it blank. Campus environment. Well, I know I don't want a big school, so let's just look at medium schools. Cost, yeah, that looks about right. We'll just try that. Academics, like I said, she's a smart cookie. Whoops, highly selective. There are not any schools that meet that criterion. Very selective. There we go. Swimming. I'll show you this later, but this is the $29 feature. I'm showing the stuff that comes for free. All right. So now here's a list of schools that meet that set of criteria. All right. Now what you can do is pop onto each one of those. I'm going to get some other schools where $290. Okay, here we go. Each school, when you click on it, has a series of pages, much like your team page. Here's Augustana College, Division III. They're in the CCIW. Click the About tab. This is everything about Augustana College. Here's a map. 2,500 attendees, 100% full-time, the ethnicity. Here's the average ACT scores, the SAT scores, the admissions rate, the graduation rates. Here's the cost. And we pull all this stuff from the Department of Education. This average annual cost is based on the family income that you choose or not choose to enter into your athlete's profile. We pulled, if you remember, we pulled $37,000 as like the aggregate from Rockford, Illinois. So that's why somehow that we have that it's going to be $23,000 to attend this school. On and on down the road, here are the meets that Augustana's participated in. Here are their times. So, again, this is all for free, swimmers and parents. Do I want to be a big fish in a small pond? Do I want to be a small fish in a bigger pond? You can look here. So if I'm a freshman in high school, in my time in the 50 freestyle, and I'm a woman is in 27s, now I can start having conversations with Coach Jim and Coach Sarah. Hey, I'd really like to go to Augustana. I need to be in the 24s to be a part of that team. What do I need to do, right? And this works for all of the events. Turn it back. This is all out there for free. We have 100% of every college meet. We have 100% of all of the college swim meet results. We know all of the data about every school that there is. Okay? For men and for women. Again, all this stuff, Brett swam for me. I don't know if you guys remember him, but you can click on Brett and it'll take you to his profile. It'll show you how he did, his progress. It's nice to see. Here he got back up pretty good. He had surgery, but in the 100 breast, he got back close to his personal best, which is great. Okay? Continuing down the road, you got rankings. Each school has a ranking, just like each swimmer and each team has a ranking. They're third in the CCIW. They're 50 plus in Division III. Here are the school's records, if the school puts them in. Kind of cool, right? Again, I want to go and try to set a school record at the college I want to attend. Great. Here's what they are. So mom and dad, you're sitting around for coffee someday in the winter coming up here. You can pop out your computer, your laptop, and just start doing a lot of college research without even leaving SwimCloud. It's all right here. This is also pretty cool. We give a progress report. This is the progression of the 50 freestyle record at Augustana over the years. How cool is that? So you can tell that the recruits got better and things got faster as they went. Roster. Here's another variable that came to me as I was giving a presentation to some, I can't remember what team it was. I think it might have been Northwestern Aquatics. But here's the roster. Arlington Heights, Rockford, North Aurora, Washington, Minnesota. Okay. Pretty cool. Some Midwestern kids. How about the women? Rockton, Rosemont, all that stuff. So if you want to go to school with kids from the Midwest like you can take a look at the roster. Now let me show you this one, Florida State. This is where it came, this is where it really came up. When you take a look at Florida State's roster, and I'm sorry, my computer is so slow. Hungary, New York, Ontario, Canada, Georgia, Florida, Barrington, Illinois, Florida, California, Italy, Virginia, England. So New Zealand, quite an international flair to the Florida State squad, right? So if that's something you're interested in, we have that information for you as well. Okay? Let's go back. Actually, I'll stay on Florida State here. Here are their coaches. Hit the coaches tab. Remember how I said that the coaches don't want to hear from the parents? This is a great way for the swimmers, with some help from the parents, to reach out. Email. You can copy yourself so that way you know who you sent. Introduction. Hello, coach. My name is, and you get the idea. And they just hit, there's a preview. Now watch what we do when we hit preview. This is a format of the email that we send to the coach. Here's what you type. This comes right from our database. So right on that coach's email, he's able to see instantaneously how fast you are. Hi, coach. My name is Ursula. I'm from Rockville, Illinois, and I'm interested in swimming at Florida State one day, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Right there. How ridiculous is that? That's pretty cool. Any questions on this? Okay. Easy peasy so far. A lot of schools, the schools have the ability to put in their facilities. Here's Florida State Training Center. That looks pretty good about December in Wisconsin, doesn't it? Year it was built. These are the latest meets that were held there. That sort of stuff. Right? And then this is really neat. Again, the schools do this, the schools control this. Everything else over here is SwimCloud controls. Recruiting. Some schools will actually put out what their requirements are. Do you remember how the commitment, I mentioned commitments get made over here on your profile? So these are swimmers from 2021 that have committed to swim at Florida State. So Des Lewis here, 65th, power index of 24, power index of 21, a 6 from Slovenia, pretty crazy, 27, 8 from Istanbul, Turkey. Kind of cool. Now here's what's neat about Florida State, and this is where this tool really works well for Coach Jim and Sarah. A lot of schools will put in what their recruiting requirements are. Okay. Here, they want you to click here and see scholarship standards, what they, how they work. But bottom line, in order to be recruited as a woman at Florida State, you need to be 23.5 in the 50 freestyle. If you're a young man, you need to be 21 in the 50 freestyle to even be considered to be recruited. By the time you're coming in as a freshman, they want you to be 20.6. Again, these are the Florida State coaches putting this out there. So what does this mean for you as a swimmer? You're sitting back there, your freshman, your sophomore year, you're doing some research on these colleges where you think you want to swim. You take a look at some of the times, location, does it fit? Is the cost right? Now, man, I really want to go to Florida State. I want to swim at that aquatic center. And then you go knock on Coach Jim and say, hey, Jim, how do I get down to a 21 by my junior year in high school? What do we got to do? And Jim's going to be like, okay, we're going to lay out the plan, right? This is how it works. Information is power, okay? And this is where it all comes from. Any question? Jim, can you see how this could be helpful to you on deck?
I can see that. And what I like about it too, Coach Scott, if you would talk, and you're probably getting to it, so I'm probably usurping, spoiler alert, but just talk about just that strategy of finding the schools where they have the programs that you want.
Yeah.
They're at the different levels of swimming so that you can have ideas of where you're going to if you're going to be a D1 swimmer, a low, mid-major D1 or D2 or whatever.
Yeah. So let's hop into that. Okay. So this is a sophomore, a freshman, sophomore. Again, I strongly encourage you to just start plunking around. This is the time to dream. This is the time to think about it. Man, why not? Why couldn't I swim at Florida State or Arizona State or whatever? You just start to get an idea of what's out there. Okay.
Scott, if they swim for me, they're not allowed to swim for Arizona State. under any circumstances,
No,
ever.
you've got all these rules that I can't keep up with, Jim.
Yeah, Arizona State is a rule. No.
Okay. So my daughter, as you know, is a senior. And so now I'm going to be my daughter. And we upgraded her to we call it the varsity account. So immediately over here, you can see that my daughter's profile she's an all-star. Everything is complete, okay? Over here, Kevin Schober commented on her 50 free. Kevin Schober, who's Kevin Schober? Click on Kevin. Kevin's at Beloit College. I'll show you how to do these videos in a minute and where they come in. Okay, that's my daughter's feed. Here's her college search. All the same stuff up here, name, location, type, school, academics. Here's where we give you the swimming, and this is what Jim was talking about. I want to check out, show me a Division I school where my 100 free time would be a member of the relay team. Four swimmers on the relay, right? So these are all the D1 schools in the country where my daughter's 100 freestyle time would be top 4 on the team. If you look across here at this school, she'd be fourth, third at Manhattan College, third at Siena, fourth, second at St. Peter's, fourth. We're here on the second page. Eastern Illinois, she'd be fourth. Well, let's dive in a little bit further. You see this How Do I Fit button? Clicking on that. Oh, before I do that, this is when you upgrade for the $29, you get this score preferences. These are the 4 criterion that we at SwimCloud felt that we could measure and manage numerically. So based on your slider, yeah, athletic is very important, or it's not so important. Academics, very important. Cost. Based on how you do that is how we come up with this How Do I Fit. Remember, we measure everything. There's total points. Come on, 54 total points. 64 points because she'd be fourth in the 100 free. She's easily going to get admitted, so we don't give that many points. Cost seems good, and it's pretty close to where we live. Again, this is the $29 How Do I Fit In. Team strength, they're 6th in the Summit Division, 187th in the Division I. The average prospective student at Eastern is a 48.9 power index. My daughter is a 42.84. She would fit on the team, right? If you're a 42.84 and the average prospective student, I'll show you what, maybe we'll go back to Florida State. The average prospective student is a 5. Chances are you're not going to fit on that team, nor are you going to be recruited. Additionally, there are 66 other kids from the class of 2021 that are interested in Eastern. How do we know that? This little favorite button here. When you favorite a school, that coach gets notified that Elena Kitzman favorited Eastern Illinois. And the coach can then take a look and say, oh, wow, Elena, super cool. I want to recruit you, right? Now, this is where it gets really, really cool. How do you fit in? Again, we know all of the data for all of the teams, all of the swims. Elena would be 4th on the 100 freestyle for this team. Here's my daughter, Elena. Here's all the times that the team put up. She just beat out Carolyn here with a 54.85. Next, at the conference meet, Elena would get 51st because we know what the times and the scores were from the conference. And you can change this for all of your events. Well, how do I look for the 100 fly? Whoop. Elena would be top on the team in the 100 fly. And she'd be just out of the C heat, assuming a 10-lane pool for this. She knows she needs to go 56 to get the A final at the conference meet. Awesome information, right? Really, really cool stuff. Next, academically. My daughter got a 30 on the ACT. Eastern is typically 18 to 24, so this probably isn't a good fit for my daughter. Shows you what the total cost would be, again, based on government data, and we give you a map for what it is. But that's the how do I fit in button for all these schools. For $29, it's ridiculous. Easy. Next, what we also give you for $29 is the schools that are interested in you. Schools will, when they find you, they will click and they'll say, I'm interested in you. These are all the schools that are interested in my daughter. Oberlin, Beloit, Lake Forest, Trinity, all nice D3 schools, which is pretty cool. McKendree, D2. And again, the same thing works here. So at McKendree, how do I fit? You can plunk that in. Again, just think about sitting down with your swimmer at the kitchen table, cup of coffee, and going through and figuring out where things are. So the average student down there is a 38.1. My daughter's a 42. 7th in the 100 free, so she probably wouldn't make the A relay. She's not too far out, so she knows what she'd need to do. These are 2 seniors that are going away. In the conference in the 100 free, she'd be 69th. The 50 free, 59th again, but moving up the rank here a little bit. Okay. That's kind of how the college search works. And that's how to create dialogues between mom and dad, your coaches at OCSC, your recruiters. Once you start getting recruited, they're going to, learn more about you. You can learn more about them. Okay. Any questions on kind of how that works? We good? I think we're good.
Can you share the timeline with them, Scott? Like when college coaches aren't going to bother them and when they will start actually talking to them and that, so the kids kind of understand.
It all depends on the division and what it is. You can reach out to any coach at any particular time, and I strongly suggest that you do that via email or filling out a questionnaire. And if it's a D1 coach and you're a freshman, they'll write back to you. The actual timelines have changed so much here with COVID. We're in a dead period right now. Jim, I'm off the top of my head, I don't know what those are, but I can get that to you.
I was under the impression that D1 coaches wouldn't be able to talk to them until after their junior season. Is that not right?
It's the summer after their junior season for a D1 coach, yes.
Yeah, so D2, D3,
July 15th.
Contact them back now, right?
D3 can do anything.
D3,
Division 2 is a little bit more loose. Okay.
So you guys understand that if you start contacting coaches now, it doesn't, and you don't hear back from them, that doesn't mean that they're not interested or not going to be interested. It means right now they can't contact you if they're D1. So
typically what I find though, Jim, what I find is that they will reply back and they'll say, thank you for the email. And keep in mind, swimmers and parents, their budgets have been slashed, their staff has been cut. They will get back to you. They tend to get back to you, but it might just be a while. The head coach from Cal, I emailed him in November, hoping to get a hold of him, but it was heading into the winter taper. He didn't get back to me until end of January. I was glad he got back to me, but you gotta give him time. All right. Now I want to.
I've heard that sometimes, Scott, they'll demonstrate maybe some interest by inviting you to their camp. Does that sound familiar?
I haven't, especially in COVID here, I haven't heard much of that this summer. And I think that's more for your team sports, your ball sports, and that sort of stuff. Not so much for swimming. For swimming, all they care about, do you have the times? Do you have the grades? Do you have the test scores? Primarily. All right. I want to show you guys the other side of the equation. I'm going to impersonate the Beloit College coach, because that's where our team practices, is at Beloit. So again, I'm now showing you what the Beloit College coach sees. He gets a feed, very much like you guys get a feed. And he has favorited my daughter, Elena. Anytime my daughter does something to her profile, he gets notified. A video gets uploaded, he gets notified. Because he followed Elena, here's that video that Elena uploaded, right? So Elena can go through here and the college coach can see you swim without leaving his desk. That's Elena. There's a 50 free from this summer, and away you go. Super, super cool. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Again, it's a tremendous tool. These are swimmers that are interested in Beloit. These are kids that have favorited Beloit College. And this over here is just some background stuff. But the college coach gets a search feature as well. And it looks very similar to what you guys see. And the way this works is, again, kids, keep in mind, we're not out to profit on your dreams of swimming in college. And we keep this very reasonable. College coaches buy access to our database for basically $500 per gender, per class, to get access to all of the database throughout the world. It's very, very reasonable to them. It's very, very reasonable to you, okay? So let's just show you how he would do some research. He can look by location. So let's, I don't want to show a bunch of data, but let's look in Alaska and Alabama. And we're looking for kids that have an ACT higher than 25, or a GPA, or an intended major. These are all the majors that you can select from, right? Athletic. I'm looking for a 100 freestyler that's faster than 52.5. Beloit College D3. Search. 9 kids popped up. Again, 9 kids from Alabama or Alaska that have a 25 or greater on the ACT and are faster than 52.5 in the 100 freestyle. Oh, looky here. The swimmer has video. The swimmer's from Alabama. So coach can click on him. Scroll down. See his video. Watch it go. He can see what's important to the swimmer, so he can know ahead of time. Here's Christopher's ACT score. Beloit College uses 21 and 29. Christopher's 33. That's awesome. He should be able to get into Beloit College. Here are all of his honors and awards. Seems like pretty good guy. 4.0. Here's mom's email address. All right, I want to contact him. I'm going to send the father an email. Boom. The coach can send an email to the father. Okay. Here's how the coach favorites the swimmer. Once the coach hits this button, the swimmer gets notified that Beloit College is interested in him. Okay. You can do what we call a quick view. There's all of his information. I'm going to do that all the way down through. Now, this is what's interesting. You see this tag here that says exported? A lot of colleges and athletic departments are dictated to by their admissions department about using a different CRM software. So what a lot of college coaches will do is get the data from SwimCloud and they'll export it to another customer relationship management software. And folks, that software is uber powerful. I strongly recommend that if a coach emails you with a link to check out whatever, video or something, when you click on that link, you're going to go higher up on the rankings within that software. They know how much time you spent on the website. If you clicked any other stuff, if you forwarded that email, the data that these schools are mining is just amazing. I wouldn't block anybody out. You're too young. You don't know yet. So if a school gets a hold of you and you don't know, say, Coach, thanks for the email. I'm just starting the process of doing my college research. You know, keep me posted or send me information as we go along the process. Thank you, right? And again, each communication that goes back and forth ranks you higher in that customer relationship management software that they have. So that's kind of the three sides: the free account, the varsity account, get my fingers back here, and then what it looks like from the collegiate recruiter side of things on how SwimCloud works, okay? We're just a big connecting database that connects swimmers, coaches, and parents together. Kind of cool. Any other questions? Jim, do I need to, does that make sense, everybody? I'm gonna unmute everyone. We can have a, did I unmute everybody? There we go. Are there any other specific questions that I can answer? No?
Now's the time, you guys. You got Coach Scott on the line. We're a little echoey. I don't know why that.
Well, I think it has to do with the feedback to the thing. Hopefully I see everybody on deck sometime in the near future. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Jim has my contact information. You can feel free to email me anytime. But meanwhile, go ahead and claim your profile and just get in and start poking around, seeing what's out there, see where you fit in, try and start developing your family's equation. You know, do we want our swimmer close to home? Do we want him to fly the nest? What's the cost? What's the academics? What do we have to do here? It's different for every family, you guys. It totally is. And use Jim and Sarah for the swimming side of things, okay? They are going to be cheerleaders for continuing to swim. As Jim mentioned, I still swim. Swimming is a lifelong sport. And college swimming is just the next step in hopefully your lifelong experience in swimming. And use Jim and Sarah as a resource to help get you to that next step.
Coach, do you have any guides for like Gabriel going into the 8th grade? Is that right, Gabriel? 8th grade?
Yeah.
Be a good kid, get good
Cole.
grades, and be the best swimmer you can.
Cole,
the best,
Spencer, Savannah going into 9th or starting 9th grade, already started 9th grade.
when you're starting
8th grade.
8th grade, keep those grades as high as you possibly can. You know, those B's and C's are hard to make up for down the road. Okay, get as high a grades as you can right off the bat, and just start coming up with a list of, if you can figure out what your criterion. Have some dream schools, like, yeah, man, it'd be great to swim at Cal. Okay, and then if Cal doesn't happen, then I'm going to go to here's, you have different levels, and parents, each swimmer is different. Each one of your children are different. There's different motivating factors for everybody. That's where, like I said, Jim and Sarah, they can help with the swimming portion of it, but Jim and Sarah don't know the financial side for your family, or what your appetite is for travel, or that's where the parental guidance comes in.
Connor's a senior coach, and he already knows where he's going. Luther.
Awesome.
Is that right, Connor?
Yeah, it's it's pretty high up on the list.
Okay, and that's
Good.
the Luther in Milwaukee?
No, it's in Decorah, Iowa.
Decorah, Iowa. Okay. So have you contacted that? Have you favorited that team and stuff, all those things that Scott showed you tonight? Okay. That can be your.
Yeah, that would be your. Have you been talking to that coach, Connor?
I've met him.
Be emailing him, man. Get out there. Be aggressive. Don't just sit back, right? If you haven't heard back from the person, and hop on SwimCloud, do some research. And then the next step along the way, as you're having these conversations, coaches will offer visits, college visits, official, unofficial. I mean, there's so much more to that. Again, this is just a tool that's available to you to start the discussion, to keep it moving along, and to hopefully, find your place, what's good for you. All right. And swimmers, if you want to swim in college, there's a team for everybody. I guarantee it. There are almost 9,000 freshman swimmers each year that start out in college. 9,000. It's a lot.
Most of you guys rank in the top 1,000 or top 1,500 on IMX scores and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, so you guys are all good. You should be good.
The emails that they should send, Scott, do you have wisdom to share with them on what they should say, what maybe anything they should
be nice. So with our thing, you can just have a Word document or something out there and copy and paste and put it in into the thing. Just introduce, say, hey, this is who I am. If you send it through SwimCloud, we're going to send them all of your information, your best times, your power index, and all that stuff. But just tell them where you're at. I'm starting the process. I'm interested in swimming in college. Can you send me more info? And when they get emails like that, they'll be like, heck yeah. That's their job, is to sell their school. And you're the customer. Keep that in mind.
And I want to just say to the parents who are listening, what I shared with the kids yesterday or the day before, that Scott taught me late last week when we talked, that Team Unify has now formed a relationship with NCSA. And if you click on that you are interested in swimming in college, when you register for USA Swimming, you're going to hear from NCSA. Claudia has already experienced the sale pitch, trying to get her to buy a $1,000 or $3,000 membership.
Very expensive.
Talking to Coach Scott and having spent an hour online with Danny from NCSA, you guys are going to get the same service through SwimCloud, and nobody's asking you for $3,000. So
that's right.
For what it's worth.
That's right.
I just feel like you're getting your data out there to the college coaches, uploading some videos, that kind of stuff that Coach talked about. This isn't Friday Night Lights. The college coaches aren't coming to your high school meets and sitting in the bleachers and taking notes on you. It's swimming. The money's not there. The scholarships are very limited, but they are still looking for athletes, and you've got to help them. You've got to meet them halfway. And the SwimCloud, I think that's the main idea behind it, is it's the tool to meet the college coaches halfway. And
as you get through this, I'll just add, yeah, they're looking for student athletes. And everybody, there's a spot for everybody. College swimming, you guys, is so much fun. I wish every swimmer at the club level could experience it. And there's so many kids that I just see write it off, and it's really a shame. It's just so much fun. So, all right. Any other questions at all?
Can you get the recording of this meeting sent to my mom or me?
Yep, I have recorded this. I'll upload it to a YouTube file, and I will get that to Coach Jim. A link.
Okay.
It'll probably be tomorrow. All right.
All right, Sharks. Why don't we give Coach Scott a big hand? Everybody put your hand up. Give him a big hand.
Peace out, guys.
We
Here.
appreciate.
Very good. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
He's here on his own time, and I know SwimCloud throws him a bone or two, but be with us from 7 to 8 tonight. We really respect it, and thank you for that, Scott.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah.
Take
Good
care,
night,
Shark.
all.
See you in the pool sometime.